What advice can you give people in terms of preparing for an insurance claim after a storm has passed?
So, the one thing, there's a lot of rules and regulations that evolve around insurance, and I know just about enough to make me dangerous. So here's the one thing that I would tell you. In the state of Florida, there is a law that if you file a claim, an adjuster has to be at your house within 7 days. That has to happen. That is a law. So when that claim is filed, an adjuster needs to come out and they need to look at it. Now they may do that remotely. They may ask you to come around with a video camera, but that's got to happen. If you are not getting results out of your insurance company, then you need to call the CFO's office, the Chief Financial Officer. He has the business of Department of Insurance and Regulation underneath him. Mike, and I cannot ever pronounce his last name. I think it's Sawarski or something like that. He is the insurance commissioner. He takes care of those issues. Please call Mikey and call the CFO's office if you're having those issues. The one thing that I will tell you is we have a lot of people in the state of Florida that have moved from northeast, northwest, or north central, I would say, and they've moved down the 75 corridor and the 95 corridor. They have sold their home up in the northeast, north central. They've moved, they can come to Florida where there is a much better market. They sell their house up north for hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, and then they come down to Florida, they build a 1,800, 1,700 square foot home for cash, and then they do not insure their home. And folks, that is a mistake. That is 100% a mistake. Now, I know that the insurance market is volatile across the United States. It's not just here in the state of Florida. That's something mainstream media is going to tell you it's just a Florida problem. It is not. I've got friends in Louisiana, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, California, you name it, they're having insurance issues. If you can't afford insurance, here's what I beg you to do. Look at other alternatives like a contents insurance. Me and my wife went around our home and we came up with almost $35,000 in furniture, clothing, pots and pans and things like that. And we went out and got a rider on top of our policy for the contents to make sure that we had enough to build our home back, not just structure, but also the stuff in it. If you're in a mobile home, an RV, and I believe the number is 20 years old, you cannot insure a mobile home beyond 20 years old. Fact check me on that, double check it, but I'm almost positive it's 20, maybe 25 years. But we have a lot of people across the state of Florida living in mobile manufactured homes or RVs that are more than 20, 25 years old. You can't insure them, but I bet you could get a contents policy on it, and at least now you can maybe recover a portion of the contents that are in your home. Renters. The number of people that do not have renter's insurance is a travesty. You need to have renter's insurance policy on the, again, contents and the things within inside your rental home. The average, and I'm going to give you a statistic that, again, is not a very well-known statistic. How many of you in this room think that today, if FEMA comes in, and because you don't have insurance, FEMA's going to come in and make you whole? All right? That'll never happen. By show of hands, how many of you think that the maximum grant for FEMA is more than $100,000? You qualify for everything they've got. Well, you're right. It's 2 veins, $37,000 a piece. Maximum grant, $84,000 is all you will ever get out of FEMA. We have less than 5% of the state of Florida that qualifies for maximum grant. The average grant paid out by FEMA in a storm is $5,000. There were 910,000 valid registrations for Hurricane Ian alone, and the average payout was $5,000. Your first line is insurance in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Renter's insurance, contents insurance, insurance on your home. Please make sure you're really focusing on those things. If you can't afford full-blown coverage on your home because it's just too expensive, look at other alternatives like a contents policy.
So I think that what the viewer was asking there is, and the good answer there is, before and after a storm, take a picture of everything. That just cuts through a lot of things. I mean everything. Like you can take every document and be sure you send it to the cloud, the stuff before, like send it to iCloud or the Google Drive or something besides on your phone. You don't want to have your pictures on your phone. It just helps the insurance dilemma that you might face afterward if you had to prove what it is. Take pictures of receipts. If you have receipts for your TV and your sofa and everything, put it all in the cloud. These days, it's so relatively easy to preserve records that will facilitate doing the best you can with the insurance system. And what Kevin said is so true. Most renters don't realize how cheap renters insurance is. It's really cheap. And it makes so much difference. I mean, we're talking about maybe a couple $100s a year. This isn't like having a home and trying to insure the home. For an average person, it's maybe a couple $100s a year. So I 100% echo that.